Here we have the 30-minute price chart for AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker AMC. Here we'll try to identify some important support and resistance levels so that we can try to establish a game plan and a trading plan for the week ahead. Currently, what I'm pointing to in this stock would be a series of trend movements which suggests that bases are being formed at higher and higher levels. To close the week, we did see some kind of boring sideways trading activity that I think kind of might have disappointed some people. There were several videos last week, again, just like always, which suggested that, a short squeeze was imminent, ready to happen at any moment. One of the reasons behind that would be the decline in Bitcoin of all things. It made no sense at all. I think it got people excited for something that doesn't have any connection to the stock. There's no connection whatsoever between AMC and Bitcoin. I think that might have gotten people excited for something that just was never going to happen. And then when we see this sideways trading activity, I think people start to get disappointed, and impatient, or maybe even frustrated. Perfectly understandable. But what we have to be doing here is analyzing the price chart itself and looking for the clues that are kind of hidden here, which suggests that a price trend is either ready to continue to the upside or to the downside. So what I'm looking at here currently, this is a sideways trading period, and that's, you'd always prefer for prices to be moving upward. But what I'm seeing here is a consolidation pattern. I'm not seeing significant declines here. Um, what I am seeing is sideways consolidation patterns like this generally mean that there's a lot of energy building in the underlying asset. It's a bit of a period of indecision, and then once the market is able to make up its mind, a more forceful move can start to occur in one direction or the other. It can happen in either direction. And then in addition to that, we're currently caught inside of this exponential moving average cluster. That would be these colorful lines here. Once you enter into this region, it can be kind of difficult. Sometimes you sort of get trapped in here, and it can be a bit difficult to break out of this. These lines here, these moving averages, they tend to form their own support and resistance levels. When this occurs, some sideways trading activity is really to be expected. But the real issue here is the longer term trend. So what exactly is going on here? From the lows here, we were able to spot a true trend reversal here heading into the June 25th trading session when share prices were trading back below 435. The low here comes in at 433. We did spot a bullish divergence here in the indicator reading, and this did give us a signal here that prices were ready to start traveling higher, which is exactly what happened. We caught the trend move here right at these lows. We saw a series of higher lows. There was an indicator reading. There were a few other technical signals here that were occurring at the time, and we were able to catch these lows. Right into the low 430s. We can see that what has developed here has been a very consistent, stable uptrend. It's not straight up, but those types of moves generally are not sustainable. They usually don't last very long. So, what we want to see here is a series of higher lows, and so that we can form a strong base and make it much harder for short sellers to establish their positions. So currently, what we're looking at here really is a support level that comes in at roughly 515. If we did see a break below there, we would also be losing this support from this blue line here. That's the 200 period exponential moving average. We would most likely lose these two support zones here, and that would be a bit of a bearish indication. It would suggest that we could be in for a deeper retracement and possibly a near-term top in place at the highs at 573, which came in at during the July 8 trading session. So just under 575 is really the next top to watch to the top side. Overall, though, what I'm really looking at is this series of this stair-step fashion, the stair-step characteristic that's really developing here. That's really undeniable. I mean, you can see the staircase. It's not hard to visualize. So, there's this, and then there's also the fact that, the stock did not see much of a sell-off into the end of last week. We did see a bit of a move lower. I think this was causing a lot of people to get concerned. We did post lows near this 515 mark that I'm pointing out. But these are relatively, muted losses. These are not significant losses. If the high is below 575, we're not even talking about 60 cents here. I mean, it's almost nothing. Compare that to a stock like Facebook, which completely collapsed last week. Facebook is a Mag 7 stock. It's a substantial company. It's got billions of users. It's a huge company. And these are the types of stocks that are supposed to be more stable. What happened to those stocks last week? A lot of them collapsed. Even Apple collapsed. Microsoft had a huge amount of selling pressure. Nvidia, it was widespread. It was broad based. There was a huge amount of selling in the market, and this really did not happen with AMC and with GameStop. These two stocks are kind of starting, in my opinion, to show some similar characteristics here. If you're looking at the chart, I would recommend looking at my other video that I just posted on GameStop, because there are a lot of similar characteristics here, and it does really look like these two stocks are starting to form a strong base. In my opinion, that's more important than higher highs. Some people would disagree with that because you could say, well, if the highs don't generate, we can't take profits. How are we going to take profits if we don't see highs? Well, spike highs, you can take profits with those, but sometimes you need to do it very quickly. And you need to make a quick decision. You need to make those types of decisions fast. And then sometimes you don't close the position fast enough. Maybe you're thinking more gains will come. You want to hold on to it and maybe get even deeper into the profit. And then sometimes those gains turn around. I mean, that's the problem with major, short-term spike highs. They might look nice on a chart, but they mean absolutely nothing if you don't close the trade at that point. You have to close it right then. You have to close it at the right moment. So, but that's not so much the case if you're seeing a broad base, ascension upward here, like we're seeing now. It becomes much easier to close a trade at a profit, at an acceptable profit. So, this is what we're seeing here. You can see the stair step fashion. I wouldn't really be concerned here until we start to lose like roughly 510, 515. We would lose a few different support zones if that were to occur. And we could start to consider there being a top here at roughly 575. But, for the most part, given the trading activity last week, this stock was not, this stock was not crashing when the rest of the market was crashing. And that doesn't make very much sense. I mean, that's counterintuitive. It's not what you would expect. It's, the stable large cap stocks are the ones that should be stable, not a meme stock like AMC. But this is what has been happening. And the same thing has been happening with GameStop. So, there are real things happening here that should be watched. This is not smoke and mirrors. This is not some promise of a rally that is occurring because Bitcoin collapsed or something crazy like that. This is based on real chart movements. And this does suggest that we are still growing an uptrend here. It's like a tree. It might take a little bit of time, but this tree has the potential to grow quite high. So here's the current market analysis for AMC Entertainment Holdings Incorporated, stock ticker AMC.